Good morning, dear students. In today's lecture of the subject Human Resource Management, we will be discussing the content recruitment, its meaning and sources, basically internal and external sources of recruitment. After that, now let's see what is recruitment all about. Okay, recruitment is one of the most important part of human resource, as if you get this process right, you are halfway there, as you have minimized any potential employees issues that can arise in future. However, if the recruitment is not effectively done, then this will have wide-reaching implications for the organization in the long term. Therefore, it is still quite amazing how often employers can get this process wrong, either through neglect or ignorance, even though everyone is aware how important and more importantly how expensive it is to recruit employees in our current market. The latest statistics show that to replace an existing member of staff, it will cost you 2.5 times the employee's salary. Therefore, it is important that the HR, that is the human resource, is involved in the entire recruitment and selection process. Before recruiting for a new or existing position, it is important to invest time rather in gathering information about the nature of the job and conducting a job work analysis of that role, asking the following questions: has the function changed? Have the work patterns, new technology introduced, or new products altered this job in any way? Will there be any changes anticipated which will require different or more flexible skills from the new candidate? What skills do you need the new candidate to have that the existing job holder didn't have but needed? These answers will enable you to clarify the actual requirements of the job and how it fits into the rest of the organization. It is recommended that you use the exit interview from current job holders to identify any gaps, problem areas, or skills that are required for new job holder to the employer's attention, bring about effective change in that role. A systematic approach towards this will show that you are not just thinking about the content but making up the job. But job's purpose, the output required by the job holder, what skills and aptitude are required, and how it fits into the organization's culture and structure. In simple words, recruitment is a systematic process of finding and attracting the available candidates to apply to company or a particular job to become an employee. Okay, so recruitment refers to the process of identifying, attracting, interviewing, selecting, hiring, and onboarding employees. Okay, why it is done? Yes, we want to accomplish the organization's objectives in effective way, and in future, in the near future, we don't expect any type of dispute, conflict, or any unsoundness into our organization. Okay, let's see what are the definitions of recruitment. Yes, one of the definition is given by a thinker, Edwin B. Flippo. Recruitment is the process of searching the candidates for employment and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. So, recruitment is the activity that links the employers and the job seekers. Okay, it is a process of finding and attracting capable applicants for employment. The process begins when new recruits are sought and ends where their applications are submitted. The result is a pool of applications from which new employees are selected. It is the process to discover sources of manpower to meet the requirement of staffing schedule and to employ effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate numbers to facilitate effective selection of an efficient working force. So, what is recruitment? Recruitment of candidates is a function preceding the selection which helps create a pool of prospective employees for the organization so that the management can select the right candidate for the right job from this pool. The main objective of the recruitment process is to, yes, expedite the selection process. Recruitment is a continuous process whereby the firm attempts to develop a pool of qualified applicants for the future human resources needs even though specific vacancies do not exist. Usually, the recruitment process starts when a manager initiates an employee requisition for a specific vacancy or an anticipated vacancy. So, whenever we consider recruitment, yes, just to attract and encourage more and more candidates to apply in the organization. This is the basic aim of recruitment. Okay, and even whenever we consider recruitment process, what is done into recruitment process? Okay, the recruitment and selection process is includes certain steps. Okay, there are 7 steps usually included into recruitment process. Okay, first one is identifying the vacancy. Okay, the recruitment process begins with the human resource department receiving requisition for recruitment from any department of the company. Okay, this contains post to be filled, number of persons, duties to be performed, qualifications required. Okay, in the first step, what is done? The identifying of the vacancies done. Means how many posts they are to be filled, number of persons required, duties to be performed by that person, the qualifications which is required, it is mentioned into the first step. Then the preparing the job description and person specification. Whether you are filling a replacement or a brand new position, you need a job description. Okay, before any outside recruiting efforts start, review or create a job description. Along with job description, it is necessary to highlight the person specification. Job specification includes the quality and experience which you need for the specific job. Okay, so in the second step, what is done? Yes, the job description and the person specification. These two things they are prepared. In the third step, what is done? Locating and developing the sources of required number and type of employees. Okay, here see what is done. Advertisement and all those things that is made or that is developed here. The organization can advertise in any of the online job boards, specialty job boards or magazines, newspapers or local papers. An outside recruiter can be hired to recruit depending on the difficulty of finding talent for the position or your time availability is limited in the search process. Don't forget internal candidates for the position. Another resource for finding talent is your current employees. Many companies have applicant tracking system to help with the gathering and sorting of resumes. Okay, here what you are required to do? Yes, locate and develop the sources of required number and types of employees. Okay, means what is the source through which you will get this talent, okay, or the people who might be selected into your organization. Okay, then the screening process. Yes, who is responsible for the first level screening of resumes? Yes, HR or some experts in the department who are experienced and knows the type of candidate the company wants to interview. They will go through the many resumes using the job description as their guide and locate the candidates that best match. If human resource does the screening, they usually send their top resumes to the company for initial review. On the other hand, they can do the first level interviewing before management even see the resumes. Then they present their best candidates. Before recruiting, the management creates a list of who does what, so everyone is clear and the process runs smoothly. Okay, so screening means just, okay, the resumes, the HRs, they go through the resumes and they do highlight some of the candidates who will match the job descriptions and personnel specifications. Okay, then managing the response. The list created by the management should be thoroughly checked. After careful scrutiny, a letter intimating the date and place of interview is done. This is basically done to gather the response from the eligible candidates so to enable the company to go to the next step of recruitment. Okay, so the response or the date and place of interview and all those things or the letter is prepared here. After that, arranging the interviews with the selected candidates, it is done. Once the management gets the proper response from required number of eligible candidates, then put some thought into what you want to know about each of the candidates. Create a list of 10 open-ended questions that you will ask all of the candidates. Open-ended questions ensure that the candidate answers with more than a yes or no. Okay, for example, okay, what is open-ended question? Open-ended question means here you allow the candidate to speak more than what is yes or no. Okay, the answer may be descriptive in nature. Okay, create a separate sheet for your interview questions and capture the candidate's answers on that sheet. Okay, don't write on the resume, keep that clean. If another person interviews the candidate, he or she should not influenced by your perceptions. Give them your list of questions as a guide without the answers. Okay, so here you are required to arrange the interviews with the selected candidates and prepare some 10 to 15 open-ended questions where through which you can judge the candidate and you can select the appropriate candidate for the job. Then conducting the interview and decision making. Yes, time to gather everyone who has interviewed the candidate and make a decision. Yes, to whom you will be offering the position to and the reasons for this decision. The decision should be based on their skills, experience and ability to work in the environment. Okay, be careful about the discrimination issues. Okay, so whenever we consider the recruitment process, okay, it might vary from organization to organization, but basically this is the procedure which is adopted. First, you identify the vacancy, then you prepare the job description and person specification. Yes, then you locate and develop the sources of required number and type of employees, then do screening of the resumes. Yes, then manage the response, arrange the interview with the selected candidates. Yes, and the conduct interview and finalize the decision making whom you are recruiting or whom you are selecting. So whenever we consider the recruitment process, another important thing is the sources of recruitment. Okay, the recruitment process is immediately followed by selection process, that is the final interviews and the decision making, conveying the decision and the appointment formalities. So whenever we consider the sources of recruitment, okay, sources of recruitment can be divided into two parts. First part is traditional source and the second part is modern source. Okay, now whenever we consider traditional source, okay, traditional source involves some of the traditional methods, okay, which are adopted since long. Okay, and whenever we consider modern source, okay, some of the latest things or some of the latest methods they are used into it. Okay, now whenever we consider traditional source of recruitment, okay, it is also divided into two parts. Okay, first part is internal source and second part is external source. Whereas whenever we consider modern source, it is also divided into two parts, internal source of recruitment and external source of recruitment. Okay, now let's see what are the internal source of recruitment which are included in traditional source. The first one is present permanent employees. Okay, organization consider the candidates from this source for higher level of jobs due to availability of more suitable candidates for jobs relatively or equally to external sources to meet the trade union demands and due to policy of the organization to motivate the present employees. Okay, so here we are required to first see how many present workers or present employees they are working with you. Okay, evaluate and motivate. If there is any opportunity to promotion, okay, first you should motivate your present employees and then you should look for other employees. Okay, so here what we are required to do, first of all, yes, we should see how many present permanent employees they are working with you. Okay, then the second step, present temporary or casual employees. Organization find this source to fill the vacancies relatively at the lower level owing to the availability of suitable candidates or trade union pressures or in order to motivate them on present job. Okay, now what you can do is, yes, the first one, what you did, yes, you highlighted the present permanent employees. Okay, if there was any opportunity to promote them, then you did it. Okay, but still if you didn't find the right candidate, then what you can do is, okay, highlight how many casual workers or casual employees they are working with you or temporary employees they are working with you, and you can give them also the opportunity. Okay, based on their suitability, what you can do is you can hire them. Okay, you can motivate them to apply for the present job. Then retrenched or retired employees. Employees retrenched due to lack of work are given employment by the organization due to obligation, trade union pressure, etc. Sometimes they are re-employed by the organization as a token of their loyalty to the organization or to postpone some interpersonal conflicts for promotions. Okay, now here retired employees, okay, presently those employees they are not working with you, but in the past they were working with you. Okay, due to some reasons they were supposed to leave the job, or due to maybe some reasons they have retired from your job. Okay, if you think that that person was capable to handle this position, then what you can do is you can, yes, ask that person. Okay, you can re-employ that person to your job. Okay, then dependents of deceased, disabled, retired and present employees. Okay, some organizations function with a view to developing the commitment and loyalty of not only the employee but also his family members. Okay, here what you are required to do, if some of your employees, okay, if one of your employees was working with you and due to some reasons that person become disabled, or that person had accidentally or had accident death, okay, or that person retired, or due to some reasons that person was not able to perform his job. Okay, what you can do is, as a part of social obligation or as a part of commitment or loyalty of that employee towards your organization, you can offer the job to some of his family members. Okay, then employee can be hired in other way, that is the external sources of recruitment can also be used to recruit the suitable candidates. Okay, here what we can do is, first one, campus recruitment. Okay, these candidates they are directly recruited by the company from their college or educational institutes. They are inexperienced as far as work experience is concerned. Okay, what you can do is you can hire the freshers. Okay, directly you can have a campus drive. You can approach any institution, educational institution, and hire some of the students of the final year. Okay, such type of recruitment is called as campus recruitment, and it is included in external source of recruitment. Then private employee agencies or consultants. Okay, public employment agencies or consultants perform recruitment functions on behalf of a client company by charging some fees. Okay, line managers are relieved from recruitment functions and can concentrate on operational activities. Okay, now see, there are also some companies who do provide you employees. Okay, so what you can do is you can approach such type of companies or consulting companies. Okay, and they can perform some obligations on behalf of you, and they can get some of the candidates recruited. Okay, and they can be a link between you and your employees. Okay, so what they can do is on your behalf they can approach some of the candidates, and those candidates can be recruited into your organization as per your job specification. Then the third external source of traditional source, public employment exchanges. The government set up public employment exchanges in the country to provide information about vacancies to the candidates and to help the organization in finding out suitable candidates. As per the Employment Exchange Act 1959, it makes it obligatory for public sector and private sector enterprises in India to fill certain types of vacancies through public employment exchanges. Okay, this is an institute which usually provides information to the candidates, to the so-called needy candidates with the jobs. Okay, and if the job description and the personal qualification of the employees, they do match with the job specification, surely yes, you might get good number of employees or good employees. Then the professional organizations or associations maintain complete biodata of their members and provide the same to various organizations on requisition. They act as an exchange between their members and recruiting firms. Okay, there are certain professional organizations who maintain biodata of the members. Okay, and if the organization they do require such type of biodatas, then they are provided, and through this also the organizations can recruit some of the eligible candidates. Then data banks. The management can collect the biodata of the candidates from different sources like employment exchange, educational training institutes, okay, or the candidates they themselves, and feed them in the computer. Okay, if in the future they need such type of data, then what they will be doing is, yes, it will become another source, and the company can get the particulars as and when required. Okay, so a database of the candidates with their biodata, it can be maintained, and if in future any of your job specification, if it matches with the biodata or details of that candidate, then surely you can hire these people after interviewing them. Then some of the casual applicants. Okay, depending on the image of the organization, its prompt response, participation of the organization in the local activities, level of unemployment, candidates apply casually for jobs through mail or hand over the application in the personnel department. This would be suitable source for temporary and lower level jobs. Okay, casual applicants, some of the people who do have interest into your organization, or if your organization's reputation it is good into the market, then what you can do is, yes, some of the candidates they themselves they will approach your organization, and you can ask them to apply or file a application letter in which they will attach their biodata or CV. And if in future you need to appoint some of the temporary people, then you can, yes, you can hire these candidates also. Then trade unions. Okay, generally unemployed or underemployed persons or employees seeking change in the employment put a word to the trade union leaders with a view to getting suitable employment due to later report with the management. Okay, through trade unions also, if some of the people they approach your organization, surely you can also select them. Then you can arrange for walk-ins. Okay, the organizations in this rapid changing environment, they can advise the potential candidate to attend for an interview directly and without a prior application, or a specified date, time and specified place is given to them. Here you are required to directly interview these people and keep a record, and whenever you need to hire them you can easily contact them. Okay, then modern source. Okay, in modern source also there are certain options through which you can recruit your recruit your employee. Okay, that is also, modern source is also divided into two parts: internal source of recruitment and external source of recruitment. In internal source, employee referrals. Okay, what is employee referrals? Okay, present employees are well aware of the qualifications, attitudes, experience and emotions of their friends and relatives. They are also aware about the job requirements and organization culture of their company. As such, they can make preliminary judgment regarding the match between the job and their friends and relatives. Okay, so some of your present employees, they can refer their friends and relatives, okay, whom they think that they can match the job descriptions. Okay, these references are termed as employee referrals. Okay, present employees, they do refer their friends or relatives, okay, who can match effectively with your organization's culture. Then external sources. What are the external sources? Yes, mergers and acquisitions. Business alliances like acquisitions, mergers and takeover help in getting human resources. In addition, the companies do also alliances in sharing their human resources on ad hoc basis. Okay, what they can do is, yes, through mergers with other companies, they do share their human resources or employees. Okay, or you can offer the employees with moonlighting, okay, de-jobbing. Then outsourcing. Some organizations recently started developing human resource pool by employing the candidates for them. These organizations do not utilize the human resources. Instead, they supply HRs to various companies based on their needs on temporary or ad hoc basis. Okay, what these people do? Yes, they approach a company. Through that company itself, they do hire some of the candidates who will be working on their behalf. Okay, then e-recruitment. The technological revolution in telecommunication helped the organization to use internet as a source of recruitment. Organization advertise the job vacancies through the World Wide Web. The job seekers send their applications through email using the internet. Okay, e-recruitment, whenever we consider e-recruitment, some of the eligible candidates, they do approach you through emails. Okay, through emails they do forward their CVs. Okay, and if you think that their personal specifications, they do match with your job specification, yes, you can surely approach them and hire them. Okay, so these are the various sources of recruitment which might be used into your organization. You can go traditional or you can go modern. Okay, and traditional, you can focus on internal source as well as external source. Okay, in modern also you can focus on internal source as well as external source. So overall, what is recruitment? Yes, recruitment is just searching, or it is conducted to attract and encourage more and more candidates to apply for the organization, based on which you can do selection function, or you can effectively select candidates so that in the future you don't have any type of unsound or unsound relations in the organization. So with this we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.